Oh, and this is how we get down. Welcome into our BTT Studios universe. We call this Coaching Company, and we are live every single weekday on the Stadium Network and everywhere that you find Stadium, Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, LG, Vizio, you name it, we are there. I am your navigator. I run this ship. I am the coach, and I've got the best damn company in the business. Now, we do have two other shows coming out of BTT Studios. I encourage all of you to check them out on demand. The Last Word last night, one of the biggest live audiences we ever have, always right after Monday Night Raw, Pro Wrestling. You can watch it on demand. And then also the Coach and Bro Show. This Wednesday, we move to our normal time, 11 p.m. Eastern, also right here on the Stadium Network, and then we'll repeat at 6 a.m. Eastern on Thursday morning. So we are everywhere, and we thank everybody for your support to allow us to grow, to allow us to do that. Now, we have a big-time giveaway from one of our partners, Demerbox. Hold the phone, because I've got it right here. You want to win a BTT-branded Demerbox? There it is. I thought about keeping it myself, but I thought, alas, no, let's give it out to the good people who support our show. There is the information on your screen. You can enter. It is free. They made it. Zach Brown Band is behind this. We love Demerbox. So this is going to run for maybe another week or so don't get shut out. We want you to win this thing, and maybe we'll do a second one around football season. Who knows? All right. Now, as always, we must look back before we look forward. And yesterday, kind of a kiss your sister kind of day as I was traveling home from the Memorial. Shout out to Scotty Scheffler. So a 3-4 day, not the worst, but certainly not the best. So I've already had a little discussion with my boys this morning, and they are fired up and ready to go. Coming up in about 45 minutes, we're going to talk about the biggest storylines going on right now in Major League Baseball, as baseball will now take center stage with basketball and the NHL coming to an end. But we look forward to the NBA Finals. Game number 1 is on Thursday. Which players are you going to be looking into? And a very special one-word edition. What's it like to lose your caddy and have to walk 36 holes in the heat just to lose in the playoff? We'll talk about it coming up in about 30 minutes. But do you guys hear that? The company is ready to come in. So it's time, without further ado, to beat the books. Oh, today it's an absolute embarrassment of riches. Look who I have today, my Tuesday crew. Now, first and foremost, he was with me last night. He's our numbers guy for a reason. Please say good morning to Rafael Esparza. Good morning, Rafael.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, family. And you called me the numbers guy. I have a great number today. Yesterday, all the road teams won in baseball. 7-0 the road teams go. We haven't seen that since 2013, April 12th, when they went 7-0 there, too. So 7-0 road teams yesterday.
We just dropped the mic 3 minutes into the damn show. That's why you're my guy. Now, next, he is just simply a cash ticket waiting to happen. I was watching on the airplane yesterday as we started the show, and DG said, "Hey, Chuck, how did your Footy Friday go?" And you go, "Hey, D to the G. It was like 4-1. It's just what we do, just cash." You're my guy. Damn it, you're my guy. Please say good morning to the man live from the dirty, Big Chuck. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Coachman Company. Nice to have you back in the saddle, and a shout out to the young Peyton also for guiding us on that Footy Friday successful weekend. Happy to have you back. We have a slow start to the week with some soccer, but we really get it going tomorrow, and the rest of the week it's fully loaded.
Can't wait. That fully loaded. And are you giving Peyton the credit for your 4-1 Footy Friday run? Was he that good hosting this show on Friday?
I got to send props when they're due.
Tell you what, when you got it, you got to get. I've been getting rave reviews. Rave reviews was coming in. I purposely said, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to watch. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to see how the young kid does. But sometimes you have what they call a blue chipper. You know what I mean? A blue chipper. Now next, he's got the best damn beard in the game. And we're just excited he figured out how to go from horizontal to vertical. Big Soupy, what's good?
Good's good, everybody. Good morning. It's a happy Tuesday. NHL, NBA. This is one of my favorite times of year. I wish, though, the NHL used to be on a week earlier. They started the season a week earlier. So we had we had those back-to-back weeks. Now they're on at the same time. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I hate these a day or two without the games. And thank God we only have like a month before, football starts with training camp and stuff. All right. Now, finally, he is now officially a backup host here at Coaching Company. He is on his summer break. Any summer classes, young Peyton?
Oh, yeah. Just cashed into them yesterday. I got a couple science classes.
Oh, my God. Brutal. So this is going to be your fun thing for the summer. It's coming on here.
Yes.
Wow. By the way, how did you feel hosting the show last Friday? I haven't even heard from you.
I felt great about it. Hosting was a blast, and the guys could not have been better. We had a fantastic show. We had a lot of energy in the show. It was great.
Wow, I feel like you're lying through that smile right now, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, we got to get to our best bets because, gentlemen, I see two faces that were on the show yesterday, and we went 3-4. We know that that's not nearly good enough. So, Big Chuck, when I need a guaranteed cash ticket, I come to the Dirty. Start us off today, sir.
We're going to go to the MLB with the Brewers and the Reds, and I'm going to stick with another player prop. I'm going to go with Christian Yelich over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. He's been hot as of late. Plus, he has a 267 career batting average against Hunter Green with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. Then we move on to the nation's capital. We have the Cubs and the Nationals. The Cubs come in having the total go over in 4 of their last 5 road games, and the total has went over in 5 of the Nationals' last 6 games. Go ahead and give me the over 9 in DC tonight.
I like it a lot. And do not forget the little side hustle that my main man has going on. We support it completely. QR code is on the screen. Download it. You play 1 or 2 games, and it pays for itself for the year. Best value in the game. Big Chuck, great start. All right, Rafi, where are we going today with you, sir?
We're going to stick with baseball. We're going out west. This is game 2 between the Mets and Dodgers, and we're going to go the over 9.5. BetMGM has 9 at -118. Move it over. Get 9.5 and get that plus money because I think we're going to see a lot of runs scored tonight. Dodgers' last 18 home games, 14 of them have gone over the total. You know who's pitching tonight for the Dodgers? Clayton Softball Kershaw, because that's what he's throwing up lately is softballs. His ERA is over 7 his last 5 starts. I think both teams put runs over the plate pretty early. And then give me some WNBA today. That's right. The ladies are playing today. We don't just need baseball. We have the ladies. Give me the Mystics Fever. Both teams to score over 76.5, laying the 3 nickels. Yes, I know Caitlin Clark's not playing. But the 2 games they haven't played without her, they're averaging 80 points a game. So why not take the 76.5 lane of 3 nickels? These 2 teams just played each other 5 days ago. It was 83-77. That's a winner at 76.5 in my book.
Maybe she's the problem. Maybe they're better with...
They haven't won a game. They haven't won a game yet.
I can't even say that with a straight face. Can't even say it with a straight face. By the way, I thought about Seabass yesterday. Did anybody see... There's so many of these Angel Reese memes and little videos out there. Did you? I know, Soupy, you saw this one. The kid who dressed himself up in 4 or 5 different characters was like a 30 for 30 on her missing layups and doing her own rebound.
Yep.
Was that not one of the funniest things you ever seen?
She's making me bounds a brand new statistic. She invented her own statistic, me bounds. It's a brand new statistic.
This is so
I got
great.
negative press with my betting prop that I put. Will she miss her first shot? I'm going to do it every game, and I got some negative press on it.
Raphael, did you not see the 4 kids who hit that bet like 7 games in a row? There's no negative press. One person with 13 followers saying "How dare you" is not negative press.
No, it was CNBC, not 4 followers.
That is not negative press. All right, let me come over to the youngest member of our team. We call him Young Peyton for a reason. King Lettuce, you're up.
We're taking over 12.5 fans attended at the Marlins-Rockies game tonight. I'm just here. We're taking the Marlins to cover the 1.5 at plus 120. Sandy Alcantara is awful this year. Just doesn't seem to have the same bite on his pitches, but he really could use himself a nice start against a horrible Rockies team. They actually won last night, so they're not doing that again for a while. We're going with the Marlins to cover. Also, Houston Astros, Pirates under 7.5. We're taking the under for 2 reasons. Paul Skeens is dominant, and the Pirates offense is absolutely terrible. Skeens will shut down the Astros, and the Pirates aren't scoring much on Lance McCullers Jr., who is trying to get himself a bounce back start, which I think he'll have tonight. So we're going with the under in that game.
By the way, Colorado 10-50. That's hard to do. 10-50. It's on January 3rd to be 26 games back. 26 games back.
First team to lose 50 games before winning 10 games in baseball history.
Say that again.
First team in baseball history to lose 50 games before they won 10 games.
Wow. That's incredible. By the way, don't forget, coming up in about 22 minutes from right now, they might be getting along here, but Tuesdays is fighting day here at the show. And by the way, unknown entity, Coach, I found you. You're damn right you did. Tell all your friends. One person at a time. You not only found me, you found my entire crew. All right, boys, did everybody get to go? Is everybody good? I feel like all check. Soupy, you didn't get to go yet?
Did not get to go yet.
You're up.
All right, we're going to hone in on 2 matchups today. Brewers, Reds. I'm going with the first 5 under 3.5 because you got Freddie Peralta and Hunter Green, 2 of their best pitchers on their respective teams. Peralta, 37% strikeout rate against the Reds pitching hitting staff, and then Hunter Green, he's just incredible. I think he's going to be a Cy Young candidate. Again, 30% strikeout rate. I think we're going to see a lot of guys walking away empty-handed, so a low-scoring game to start. And then Orioles, Mariners, I think this is going to be a high-scoring game to start. I'm going with the over 4.5 in the first 5. George Kirby, 11.20 ERA. And yes, the Orioles are terrible, but they still have a ton of power. And then Tomoguchi Sugano, he's allowed 11 home runs to start the year. In Seattle, are 4th in home run rate. I think they're going to send a few out early in this game.
Very good. I like it a lot. And look who's joined us now. Our partner from over at JTS. And Mr. Mark, looking great today. What is our JTS play of the day?
Today's play of the day is a cross-sport banger, and we're rolling with 2 players who've been absolutely cash machines lately. We're going to start with Pittsburgh Pirate Isaiah Kiner Falefa to get at least 1 hit tonight. I didn't want to mess that up. He has at least 1 hit in 13 of his last 14 games, and he's been just as hot at home, going 11 for his last 12. Now pair that with Brittany Skies of the Washington Mystics to grab at least 4 rebounds. She's cleared this in 4 straight games, and when she sees Indiana, it gets even better. She's done it in 9 of her last 9 games versus Indiana, averaging just over 5 boards a game. She's aggressive, she's active, she's consistent. Exactly what you want from a prop at this number. Put them both together for an even money or a plus 100. Just the Stat Sports play of the day.
And if you want to join with us, I'm telling you right now, everybody that has, I get notes all the time about how much they love JTS. There is the QR code. Download it. Use our code BTT30. And you'll get 30 days for free. You come in and check out all the cappers, all the edges, all the algorithm stuff, everything. And you'll grow with JTS in real time. When do you ever get the chance to do that? Do it right here, right now. Raphael, real quick, Nonsense McGee, one of our premium members, says he's got a $50 bonus bet on BetMGM today. Need a good one to lay it on. Where would you go, Raphael?
I would take the Mets team total over because, again, Clayton softball Kershaw is on the mound, and he hasn't been really good in the first 3 innings that he's on the mound.
So their team total is over 3.5 tonight?
I think it's 4.5 at I think plus 105 last time I checked.
All right, very good. Nonsense. There you go. Hashtag it pays to watch live. All right, boys, great job. We're just getting started. Still to come on the show on the other side. We're going to hoop it up. What players are my guys leaning into when it comes to the NBA Finals? Then in 20 minutes, it's time for a prize fight. You know young Peyton and Big Super are going to go toe-to-toe, head-to-head, face-to-face. And then in 30 minutes, the biggest topics in the world of baseball, we got you covered. Educate, entertain, Coach and Company live right here on Stadium. All right, boys, we continue on here on our Coach and Company YouTube page. If you're not a subscriber yet, I would encourage you to do so. Peyton, this topic is just for you, big boy. The Angels, your favorite player, Mike Trout, who everybody thinks is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He just simply can't stay on the field. But last night, 3 hits, 454-foot home run. Is the man back?
3 more hits for Trout, 3-run homer. You said it. He also singled in the 3rd and singled in the 5th. So now in his 14 at bats since returning, he's 8 for 14 with a double, homer, 5 RBIs. Plus, he has 3 or 4 balls he's hit for outs at over 100 miles per hour. When Trout stepped up to the plate last Friday, 179 batting average. Now he'll step into the plate. He's now hitting 225, has 10 homers and 23 RBIs. The guy is on a tear right now. Let's go.
Wow, Raphael, what's that face all about?
225 and he's on a tear? Am I doing my math correctly?
Woohoo! Woohoo! 225, 2 1/4. Chuck, you got a big old fat smile on your face over there.
Yeah, I love Trout. I think he's back. Yeah, to go from 180 to 225, that's impressive. He has nowhere to go but up. Plus, that lineup, they need him tremendously. If you ever
What
watched
the
him
hell
without
are
him.
we doing? We were
Yeah.
following the flow to crush Peyton. Not to say how much we like Trout. Soupy, I know you can follow the flow.
I love Mike Trout. I do. He was one of my favorite players early on. But yeah, just the injury problems, and he's on the Angels. I mean, come on.
Wow.
That's terrible. He's 40 points in a week, guys. I mean, come on. He keeps up this pace. He's hitting
40
260.
points?
Or 40
might get,
surgeries?
he might
Wait,
get to
what?
247. He might be, maybe over the Mendoza line by the All-Star break. Good
Sky's the
Lord.
limit.
Be an IL by the
Sky's
All-Star
the
break.
By the way, something just came across ESPN.com. They said Belichick's return to the NFL unlikely. Is he the coach at North Carolina? We're back in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. I am the coach. This is Coaching Company live on the Stadium Network, Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV. We are everywhere, and we're having a blast on this glorious Tuesday. Now, Thursday, June 5th, it's always set. That's when the NBA Finals will begin, 2 nights from now. Now, do the networks love this? I'm not so sure. Pacers at the Thunder. But I can tell you this, it's going to be a great series if you simply love good basketball. But who's going to play the best? What players can we lean into for the NBA Finals? Well, I'm interested in what my guys have to say. It's time to hoop it up. By the way, I just saw something in the chat. One of you 4 typed WNBA numbers going crazy right now. Are they?
Yeah, there's a bunch of big money coming up. 13 now as the underdogs for Phoenix and Minnesota. Minnesota, yeah, they're perfect 7-0, but they haven't covered a game in 5 straight games. They're 0-5 against the spread, so I don't know why this number is 13 right now.
Wow. Soupy, WNBA team in your world is looking to sell.
They're not very good right now. They actually beat the Fever, which was their first win of the year, and they just lost to the Liberty by 51, I believe.
Oh
So
my God!
it's a tough
At least they kept it close. At least they kept it close. All right, gentlemen, I want to play a little take your pick today, if you guys don't mind, because we still have 48 hours plus before we get to game 1, and it's gonna feel like it's gonna drag out because they do the whole 2 days in between. But hey, we're gonna keep it positive. So I'm gonna give you guys 2 names, and you have to take your pick on who will hit the over, Soupy, on their play. Okay. Rafi, I'm going to start with you. All right? The 2 biggest numbers, according to BetMGM, thank you, producer man, is SGA at over 33.5. Wow. Or Pascal Siakam, the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. His number is just 19.5. Raphael, and then you guys piggyback. Take your pick.
Give me the league MVP at 33.5. If we want a competitive NBA Finals and maybe gets ratings, I think this is SGA's party to come out to. I think defense of OKC is going to shut down the Pacers. I think SGA is going to roll. I'll take the 33.5.
Okay. Let's go to, because they're in a weird box here, so I apologize for that. Soupy, go next.
I'm going with SGA. He had 33 points and 45 points against the Pacers in the regular season, and he's hit this number in 3 of the last 4 games. If they are going to win this series, he just needs to just continue to have the big games that he's having and just get the support from his players.
Chuck.
You have to go with Siakam, only needing 20 points, the Eastern Conference Finals MVP in this matchup, especially one that I think we're going to see some points. I think they're going to distribute the ball to him, plenty of opportunities. Only needing to get 20. I'm all over that one.
Peyton.
SGA is going to be the guy. I mean, Aaron Nesmith is going to be guarding him, but how healthy is he going to be? We don't know yet, but he'll probably pick him up full court, which is going to be a tough series for him. So we'll see how healthy Aaron Nesmith is. But Siakam, I think Jalen Williams is too athletic for him defensively. I don't think he's going to have the best series.
Yeah, I don't know how good that ankle's going to be. It looked pretty nasty when he hurt it. Give him credit for coming back and playing on it, but he certainly was not the same player after at least I didn't think so. Nesmith, I'm talking about, of course. So I'm going to, wow. I think I've got to go, though, with Big Chuck. I'm going to go with Siakam. And only needing 20. He really, the last few games, got a lot more aggressive offensively. So, Chuck, me and you, we're riding together. All right. Now, God, that hurt a little bit. Oh, my God. that hurt. Sorry. All right. Raphael, number 2. Take your pick. Jalen Williams, over 22.5 at BetMGM, or Tyrese Halliburton, who thought that he won. Everybody see that video? The Eastern Conference Final? Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. He thought he was the Finals MVP. He was not, but he still played great. Over 17.5 is his number. Raphael, take your pick.
I really want to take Williams, but I think they need Williams to play defense, and I think that's what's going to be his role in this series. So I'm going to take the supposedly Eastern Conference MVP that didn't get the trophy at 17.5. I think Tyrese Halliburton needs a big game to try to extend the series.
It's the same order as last time. Soupy, go.
I'm going with Jalen Williams. He's shooting 52% in his last 4 games. And Halliburton, he can have a great game, and then he could follow it up with an absolute dud. Just the inconsistencies, I can't trust him.
Going back to the Pacers, Halliburton only needing 18. He's reached this 18-point milestone in 5 of his last 7. I think he's going to be up for the occasion. Like I said, if Pacers are going to have any success, it's going to be higher scoring, and I see points in this game.
Halliburton just 17.5. It'll be interesting to see how he attacks the Thunder defense, but 17.5 is too low for the supposed guy in Indiana. So I'm going with him to get 18 points.
Yeah, I'm with you, young Peyton. I think Halliburton's going to come out. I think he's built for the stage. I don't know if you guys saw this, but the WWE made a Tyrese Halliburton t-shirt doing the whole choke thing that you can buy at www.shop.com. You can actually do that through us here at the show, and we'll put it up there, producer man will, so you can get that Tyrese Halliburton shirt. I think he also goes to at least 18. I think there's certain guys, gentlemen, that the higher they get, the bigger the spotlight, the more they like it, the more they enjoy it. And I think Tyrese Halliburton is one of those guys. I think he's built for these type of moments, so I love him over 17.5. All right, take your pick, number 3. The big, long, lanky, but has a sick touch from the outside. Chet Holmgren, his number's over 16.5, Raphael. Miles Turner on the other side, over 13.5. Take your pick. Who goes over?
I'm taking one of the world's worst actors on TV, Chet Holmgren at 16.5. Stop making commercials, but I think his athleticism is going to bother Indiana, especially with shooting that outside shot. So I like him getting at 16.5. I like him going double-doubles as well.
Yeah, I got to go with Chet Holmgren. I just think because that outside shot. Miles Turner, same. He has an outside shot himself, but he's not going to be able to do anything inside with Hartenstein. He's going to be on him the whole game. So I think it's going to be more one-dimensional for Turner. That's why I'll trust Holmgren.
Now, I'm going to go back to another Pacer, Miles Turner, only needing 14. He's hit this in 4 of his last 6. I think he's going to get his opportunities as well. Sign me up for Mr. Miles Turner.
Yeah, me too. I like Turner to get 15 plus 100. I just don't feel comfortable with Chet getting 17 in the NBA Finals. And Miles Turner could be feasting in the paint if he can sit there with Hartenstein on there. He's a lot wider than Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. He can have himself some nice games in the paint if he can stay there, but he just plops out front of the 3-point line and shoots a bunch of threes. If he hits a couple of them, he's in good shape, but he could also get some good like offensive boards in the paint in this series.
Thank you. Please go inside of the 3-point line one time, Miles Turner. My goodness, bow up. Bow up. I'm taking Miles Turner over 13.5. Now, last night, because I don't see it right now, but it's got to be still there. BetMGM has a pre-built SGP, same game parlay. So you're going to choose which one that you like better. So Raphael, number 1 is SGA to score at least 30, to have at least 5 rebounds, to score Tyrese to score at least 20, and Halliburton to have at least 10 assists. That's plus 650. Or Moneyline Thunder, SGA to score at least 30, Jalen Williams to score at least 25, and Chet Holmgren to score at least 15. That is plus 525. Raphael, which one do you like?
I'll take the second one because I think the Pacers cover, but I think OKC wins the game, so I'm going to do on the money line one. So I'll take the second one at plus 650.
I'm also going to take the
hold on. The second one is plus 525.
Oh,
so
sorry.
You took the second one with okay, plus 525. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Sorry. I got to make sure we're not putting out wrong information, Soupy. You know what I mean?
I feel you. Yeah, I'm also going to take the plus 25 just because I'm more confident in the Thunder winning, SGA scoring. Same thing with Jalen Williams and Chet. Rather than I'm still nervous about Tyrese Halliburton. You know, just the inconsistencies throughout the playoffs just can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take option B also. It's the chalkier one, but you have the easier option. You're already getting the Thunder to win. I think that's already checked that one off. You just need the other participants to get their points. Go and give me the plus 525 chalky option.
I like backing myself into corners, but not this time. I'm going to take the Thunder money line. And honestly, when you look at what is it right here, Jalen Williams to score 25, Chet to get 15. If the Thunder are going to win, they need that from their guys. And SGA has been getting 30 all season. That should not be a problem for him. Jalen Williams to get 25, that's probably going to be the hardest one in this same game parlay. But in the first one, I don't like Tyrese Halliburton to have 10 assists against the Thunder defense.
Have you guys learned nothing? Have you learned nothing? When you have a blowout, which potentially we could have tonight, normally the Stars sit in the fourth quarter. So I like the first one. I'll be on an island all by myself because I think we're going to have a back and forth game. I think it's going to be high scoring. I think we're going to see a lot of guys go off. I don't like putting all those eggs in all the one basket. So I'm going to go plus 650 and hope that SGA and Tyrese come out of the blocks in a hurry tonight. Real quick, Rafi, I know numbers are always changing since the last game. Anything crazy going on with the NBA Finals right now with anything?
A lot of people are taking a gentleman's sweep for OKC 4-1. I think that's probably one of the most popular bets. I think it opened up around 425. I think it's clowned down to 350 on that one. So I think it's plus one of the popular ones. And then I can't believe people are betting the Pacers to win the series. This one opened up at minus 750, and there's now plus 625s out there. So I guess they're listening to Big Chuck, who picked every Indiana Pacer prop bet on this episode that we just did. So I think that's why the numbers keep on coming down.
Chuck, are you moving lines?
Going against the grain.
Big Soupy over at Prize Picks. What's kind of been what you guys have been leaning into at the finals?
The one thing great about Prize Picks is you can do everything with finals, not just your points, your rebounds. You can do offensive rebounds. You can do free throws attempted. You can do fouls. That's the great thing about Prize Picks is they just take as many props as you can, especially with big things like the NBA Finals.
I'm not stopping. I'm telling you right now, Prize Picks, one of these days the phone's going to ring, and I'm going to say, I told you so. You could have been riding with us 6 months ago. That's all right. Timing's everything. Look at young Peyton over there. He's got a big old fat smile because he knows what's coming next. He knows what time it is in about 3 minutes. He's going to go toe-to-toe. He's going to flex up, bow up on Big Soupy one time because still to come. It's Tuesday. That means we've got a little prize fight. We also go around the diamond with my man Mark from JTS, and we've got a very special edition of One Word as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're only halfway home. Hopefully you're having a good time because, damn it, I sure am. This is Coach and Company. We're live, as always, on Stadium. All right, boys, we continue on here on our YouTube page, and I just need to know. I just need to know who is in to this classic rivalry in the NHL that we have starting tomorrow. The Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. I don't know that you could fly farther between two cities than this. I think it's possible. Soupy, are you into this?
I am so excited for this series because I think it's going to be a lot different. I believe in the Oilers this time around. I think Connor McDavid is going to hoist that Stanley Cup. I love the way the team is playing right now. The defense is playing well. The offense is hot. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people.
Peyton, are you into this?
Yeah, 100%. It's hard to believe that I'm going to go against the Panthers in this series. And Edmonton's minus 130, which is actually pretty crazy at home. We'll see how many points they put up. I think it's going to be a high-scoring series with a lot of goals. So I love that kind of hockey, so I'm excited to see it.
Look at you two guys. We'll definitely be breaking down this game tomorrow. Big Chuck, what about you, Bal?
Definitely excited. I was originally liking Florida, but I moved towards the Edmonton side really because they have the home ice advantage. You have the speed and finesse team against the bully ball of the Panthers. Plus, you have the Edmonton coming off the loss last year, so they have the incentive to come back and win the trophy, kind of like Florida last season. So I think that home ice advantage will play crucial for Edmonton lifting the trophy.
I agree with you. That's kind of where I was heading. Raphael, what about you?
I was leaning towards Edmonton, but if you're telling me I can get Florida at plus 117 and a series price right now, which they were minus 110 when it opened, maybe we'll see back-to-back champion.
By the way, have any of you ever been between Calgary and Edmonton? Have you ever seen the Northern Lights?
No.
Have you heard about the Northern Lights? Yes. Young Peyton, do you know what the Northern Lights are?
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Well, they're real. There's a certain time of the year, and we were there for a WWE show. We were in Calgary one night, Edmonton the next. It's a straight shot on the one highway, and it literally stays light like all night. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. Like 2 o'clock in the morning, you play baseball out there. We're back live in 5 seconds. All right, we do not promote violence here at Coach and Company. However, as you know, I am heavily invested in the PFL, and I like myself a really good, fair fight. And that's exactly what we do every single Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a little prize fight. All right, the rules are very simple. Whoever wins the week before gets to go first the next week and potentially talk a little bit of trash. Who won last week, gentlemen?
Soupy, who won last week? I don't know who won.
No,
I don't know who won. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I play for the competition.
You don't pay attention to that stuff.
I play for the love of this game.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm assuming it was young Peyton, yes?
Yes, sir.
Young Peyton? Yeah. And we had didn't you shoot your video from Angel Stadium?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a good one, Coach.
That was next level. All right, King Lettuce, you're up first. Where are we going today with your 3 selections?
We're going with Pablo Lopez, less than 6.5 pitcher strikeouts. Mark my words, this is the best pick on the board tonight. The A's strike out less than Mark does at the club. Never. And Pablo Lopez has gone less than 6.5 4 of his last 5 starts and had just 3 his last time out. Way too big of a number for Pablo Lopez. My demon pick is Mauricio Dubon to strike out tonight just 1 time. He doesn't strike out much, but he's going against Paul Skeens tonight. Everyone will strike out. This is a demon pick. I mean, who would you guys rely on? Mauricio Dubon to make contact or Paul Skeens splitter with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball? I think I'll take my chances with the best pitcher in the game. Lastly, we're going with the boy, Yusei Kikuchi, more than 16.5 pitching outs for the Halos. You say no way. I say he's hit this in 4 of his last 5 starts. It wasn't the Angels pitching that won them the game last night. It was their offense. So tonight we're going to see a lower scoring game with Kikuchi going at least 5 2/3, probably 6 innings.
Great 3 picks. Great little zinger there as well. Absolutely loved it. All right, Soupy. We cannot have you lost the last 2 weeks, I think, right? 2 in a row?
Nope.
No.
Just
So
last week.
just last week. That's right. You talked trash the week before. Okay. So I want to avoid 2 weeks in a row for you. What do you have today, sir?
Well, Friday Nights at Freddy is a very great movie. I'm doing my own version. 2 props with Freddy. Let's start with Freddy Peralta. More than 6.5 strikeouts going against the Reds. 37% strikeout rate career against this lineup. And the Reds, they're 25th in strikeout rate this season. And I'm sticking with the hot Freddie Freeman, who is an MVP candidate. He's batting .417 in his last 7 games, and he's going against Tyler Miguel, who's batting .375 against. I think he's going to have a big game. And then let's go for the smooth transition with Carlos Santana. He's going to get a walk against Carlos Rondon, who he has 10 walks against, and that's a 10% walk rate. And Santana, he's 90th percentile in walk rate this season, while Rondon is 30 percentile in walk rate this season. I think it's an easy free bag for Santana.
Of course, we'll update the standings tomorrow, and we'll have a little trash talk as we always do. Gentlemen, I wish you both the very best of luck. All right, now it is that time of the show, because we're not just a sports betting show. We also love sports. We love to talk about the different topics in sports, and we do that in a little segment we like to call One Word, One Word, One Word. One word. All right, you guys know how we do it. Soupy and Peyton are here. Gentlemen, we got 4 different topics we got to get to, and we're going to start in the world of golf. As you know, I called the Memorial Tournament this past week. Scotty Scheffler, 3 wins. This one courtesy of Market JTS. In the last 30 days, the Colorado Rockies, just 4. What are we doing? So Max Homa, it's been a rough year for Max Homa. His last top 10 was the Masters of 2024. It's been a long 14 months. He's gone through multiple caddies, and I don't want to say he fired his caddy after Sunday's round, but let's just say after opening with a 68, he had a plus next to his score for the rest of the weekend. So he had no caddy for a 36-hole qualifier for the U.S. Open. So he lugged his own bag as a pro for 36 holes, and he lost in a playoff. Can it get any more debilitating than that? Soupy, one word on Max Homa going old school, carrying his bag.
Me, he's just like me. I'm carrying my own bags for 9 if we're lucky, but I don't think he has the silver bullets next to him that you have at every hole. But he's just like me.
My one word is costly, because due to what was no doubt exhaustion, Homa carrying his bag for almost 36 holes cost him a shot of qualifying for one of golf's 4 majors, the U.S. Open. But then again, he still could qualify if he can win the Canadian Open this week. But does it really matter? Because Homa has actually missed the cut in 5 of his last 6 U.S. Open appearances anyway.
It's why he had to qualify. Admitted is my one word. He admitted that if he would have had somebody out there on the bag, there was a couple of choices or a couple of chances that probably would have gone differently if he would have had somebody else saying, hey, try this or maybe hit this club. But he said, maybe I just needed a little alone time. I love Max Homa, but he has been up and down his entire career, and it's hard when you get to the top 10 guys and you're on TV all the time and you're playing with all the best players, and then you go into a funk. That's hard to watch, and that's what we're watching right now with Max Homa. All right, let's give a little love to the ladies. Texas and Texas Tech, unlikely, and the first ever intrastate rivalry that is going to play for the World Series of Softball in Oklahoma. It's always the OU Sooners. They got beat by Texas on Saturday. So, one word, gentlemen, to talk about or label, Soupy, this Texas Tech intrastate matchup.
Historical, man. It hits an interstate matchup. It's great for the state of Texas, but Texas Tech beating Oklahoma on a walk-off home run. In Oklahoma, 4-time defending champions. They are a dominant program in college softball. So to see them go out like that, it's absolutely historical.
pumped because I'm pumped for this series. Do you realize what the Lady Red Raiders of Texas Tech just pulled off, guys? They took down the John Wooden of ladies softball, the Oklahoma Sooners, who won the last 4 titles in a row. The Ladies Sooners head coach, the great Patty Gasso, has won 8 titles since 2000, matching Sharon Backus, who won 8 at UCLA. That was a huge upset. And now this series is such a contrast in styles. Texas Tech, great defense, has the lowest team ERA in the country, and had the most shutouts in college softball this season. Meanwhile, Texas had the second best batting average in the country this season. They hit 90 home runs this year, and first final for Texas Tech, and second year in a row for Texas, who lost last year in the final to Oklahoma. I'm so pumped for the series.
My one word is unexpected. Everything that Peyton just said. I'm not even talking about the damn series anymore. Holy Christ. Where did you get all that stuff? My goodness. Unexpected. All right. We're going to skip over the Oh, my gosh. You just blew my mind. All right. We're going to go to our last topic, producer, man. Deion Sanders. He said on a podcast in the last couple of days over the weekend that he was, quote, hurt by the pre-draft narrative that his son Shedeur was unprepared going in for his interviews and thus dropped from a surefire first-rounder to a fifth-round draft pick. Soupy, one word on Deion Papa Bear being hurt.
This is hyphenated. Truth hurts because we already, this is what happened. We heard in the combine from several general managers that Shedeur came into the interviews unprepared, uninterested. And then we hear about what happened with the Giants when Brian Daboll gave him a package of plays to memorize and he didn't memorize them and he called him out on it. And Shedeur was not happy about being called out. Sorry, Deion. The truth hurts.
Predictable. I would have bet money that primetime would be sticking up for his son, but something must have happened during those meetings because Shedeur's slide was historic. I'm not saying his slide was because of his pre-draft meetings, but they certainly didn't help his draft status at all.
Reality. Deion Sanders does not live in our reality. They have painted this bubble up in Colorado. When you give him $10 million plus, one of my best friends used to coach at Colorado. They had no money until Deion walked in the door. Now it's Nike. Now it's celebrities. But it's not reality of everything else that's going on. And once you walk out of that bubble, gentlemen, out of that Colorado bubble and into the NFL bubble, they don't care about the old bubble. They care about the new bubble. It's a lot of bubbles. Now, gentlemen, real quick, there has been a narrative out there, and Soupy, I'll start with you, that potentially because of the injury to Deshaun Watson, that Shedeur not only has a chance, but could be the starting quarterback in Cleveland this coming season. Is that crazy talk?
I think it is. I still think it's Joe Flacco's job. He's already been in that offense. He's familiar with it. Yeah, he's 87 years old, but I still think he's the guy. There's even rumors that Deshaun Watson, because of the contract, he could even be cut during training camp.
Wow. Peyton.
Joe Flacco's the guy, man. I'm a Ravens guy, so Flacco for life, but I hope he doesn't get hurt or anything. He's so little out there. I mean, God, he's going to sit in the pocket like this all
Well, it's going to be bananas. If he does, I think he's a good kid. I think they're the worst example of NIL ever, and I think that he turned off a lot of people because he drove the flashy cars and the doing this all the time and all that. It's one thing to buy it and own it and all that, but man, when other people just simply can't, then they start to turn against you a little bit. And all these stories are coming out about birthday parties. And I don't listen to any of that. I care about what he does on the field. And if he can go in and show them that he's good enough, then it doesn't matter if he's a fifth-round pick. Do we forget Tom Brady was a sixth-round pick? He used it as motivation. Hopefully Shedeur does the exact same thing. Joe Flacco. You guys are too much. All right, great job, gentlemen, on one word. Still to come, we have plenty more. It's time to get a little bit more in depth in our baseball coverage. We'll have one big story from each league. The American Tigers, is this a surprise? And also in the National League, could Shohei get even more popular? Is that possible? potentially is. Do not forget, we're here every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We absolutely love it. It's Coaching Company Live, as always, on Stadium.
Woo! We're about to go around the diamond. Let's go. We're about 60 games into the season in June now. A huge slate of baseball. All 30 teams playing today. Time to go around the diamond. That's why we got our boy Mark from JTS. Mark, how are you today? And where are we going today?
Doing great, Peyton. Thank you. We're starting this little round the diamond with Michael Lorenzen to get over 3.5 Ks at -120. This one's really simple. Lorenzen's cleared 3.5 strikeouts in 6 of his last 7 starts for the Royals, and now he gets a Cardinals lineup that's been whiffing at almost a 20% clip versus righties at home over the last 30 days. Lorenzen's not elite by any stretch, but he's logging innings, and that's what's important for this play. He's already up to 62.1 in total, and with a modest 140 whip, he's getting enough chances to rack up 4 more tonight. Then we're going to go to, and this one is ugly, Colorado and Miami. First 5 over 4.5 at -115. Just how ugly is this? Well, it's so ugly, we love it for a first 5 over. Chase Dollander brings a 6.2 ERA, 142 whip, and 38.2 innings for Colorado. Sandy Alcantara is having a nightmare season. 8.47 ERA, 167 whip, and he's only thrown 51 innings. That's nearly 15 runs of a combined ERA between the two of them. I love this spot. This is all about fading starters. First 5 over 4.5 is the look on that one, and that is your Around the Diamond.
Mark Little Birdie told me the run line has been absolutely nuts for the model. He's been calling all the shots on the run line. How's that been?
We're only 20% of the season in to the MLB right now, and the run line model projections are hitting at 73.8%.
Wow. 73.8%. Listen to that, folks. 73.8%. Also, I thought it was Halloween last night because a lot of people in Miami came dressed as empty chairs. That was a rough night. I mean, geez.
They all had the same costume, man. It was all the same costume.
Terrible. But, man, Sandy Alcantara, I hope he can. Yeah, they all had the same costume on. All black leather seats. It was just fantastic. Oh, man. We'll be back on Stadium in just 5 seconds.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Coaching Company here on Stadium. We do Around the Diamond at our commercial break on our YouTube channel. If you missed it, we always post it to social media as well, so you can follow Mark Better Days Ahead on the socials. All right, let's bring everybody back in now. We've got a couple of topics. We're going to try to lean into baseball a little bit more now that we are into the month of June and do one big topic from each league. And, Raphael, let me start with you, because last night, Shohei did it again. And these aren't just home runs. These are majestic, iconic home runs that are up in the air so long, the announcer, the play-by-play guy, has a chance to write down a full sentence what he's going to say about it. It's incredible. Is this the best version of Shohei we've ever seen?
Offensive side, yes. It's unbelievable. He almost hit a second home run that would have won the game, but he was a sacrifice fly at the 9th inning. He's just unbelievable at the plate. The most shocking thing is he hits them all over, not just in right field. He goes to opposite field, straightaway center. His bat IQ is just unbelievable.
Go ahead, Peyton.
Yeah, I'm just upset we lost it. It's unbelievable, really. It's so bad. It's so terrible. Now I'm watching Joe Adele instead.
Big Chuck, what about you? Is this the best version of Shohei?
Absolutely. And if you just look at his home run props, they're going off at plus 165, 170s. You pretty much expect him to hit one. He went 0 for 3 against Blackburn, shut him down, and then he comes out in the 7th and hits the home run for the 2-1. Then he ties the game with the sac fly. He carried the offense to almost a victory. But yeah, it's outstanding what he's doing. You pretty much have to back him on his props daily.
Soupy.
Yeah, and he's doing this all from the leadoff spot. That's the best thing. It's just because this lineup that's backing him is so incredible. If you don't pitch to him, you got to pitch to Freddie Freeman, who's hitting 375, 365. Max Muncy's hitting well. Everybody's just hitting well in that lineup. And it's almost like a pick your poison, and it's helping Ohtani.
Yeah, the fact that they have the designated hitter in the National League now, that's such a huge deal because now they can have him lead off without having to bat behind a pitcher, which is a big, big deal. All right, on the other side, guys, the American League, the Detroit Tigers are now 40-21. Raphael, are they the biggest surprise in the American League right now?
Well, they have to be. But, I mean, everyone's also happy. Ooh, they got all these wins. They got great pitching. Reese Olson's still in an IL. They get him back to come back, and you figure they're going to make some trades. But I think the biggest move positive for them was moving Javi Baez to center field and him accepting his role as either being a center field or a backup shortstop or a backup third baseman. I think that changed the whole attitude in that bullpen and in the locker room. So their hats off to them. And hats off to Detroit. Yeah, the Pistons make it to the playoffs. Now the Tigers, hats off to the Detroit.
Peyton.
Well, the biggest surprise in the American League is how awful the Baltimore Orioles have been. They're horrendous and how terrible their pitching staff has been. But for Detroit, it's been a really quiet 40-21. Honestly, the offense has just been clicking on all cylinders, averaging over 5 runs a game. We all remember how horrendous Javier Baez was the last 2 seasons. Now he's hitting over 270 all of a sudden. They just got Parker Meadows back. Tarek Skubal dominant on the mound as always. Flaherty's throwing really well. Everything clicking right now for the Tigers. They're going to lose at some point, but they're just building off success they had in the postseason last year where they made a little noise.
Yeah, we should have seen it with that September they had and then the Red Hot. We knew this was coming. Now, who's going to be the next big star coming out of college? We don't know. But I know this, that coming up this Thursday and this Friday, it's Athlete Con 2. And gentlemen, we recently sat down with I call her the guru. Her name's Sam Green. And if you want to know what true NIL is and what true NIL is going to be, you want to watch this interview. We're dropping it on our YouTube page right after the show this morning. I'm telling you, this young lady is going to be an absolute rock star in the world of NIL. You will not believe some of the things that she says in this interview. It drops right after the show today. You don't want to miss it on YouTube. All right, coming off a 3-4 day yesterday is simply not good enough for my crew. So it's time right here, right now, to lock it in. By the way, how about our man Mikey P in the chat today saying Tigers are very fun, but Royals getting Jack Hags on the call-up. Here comes KC. He knows how to get to my heart. All right. I feel like every one of these plays is going to be a green check mark today. Big Chuck, start us off.
I couldn't agree more. We're going to go to the MLB. We have the Reds and the Brewers. Mr. Christian Yelich, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, 267 average against Hunter Green, 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. And then the Cubs, Nationals, over 9. This is actually cashed in 5 of the Nationals' last 6 overall games.
Raphael, talk to me.
Maybe we should bring the broom out. I think all of us are going to cash today. But my first winner is Mets Dodgers over 9.5 at plus 105. Clayton Kershaw is on the mound today. That's all I have to say for the reason why this game is going over. And then in the WNBA, give me the Mystics Fever. Both teams to score over 76.5, laying the 3 nickels. Beavers, 2 games that they play without Caitlin Clark, they still average 80 points per game. I think we're going to see a high-scoring game. I'll take the 76.5 over.
Soupy.
Brewers, Reds, first 5 under 3.5. It's Freddie Peralta and Hunter Green, 2 of the best pitchers for their respective teams. Both Milwaukee and Cincinnati tend to strike out a lot, and both these pitchers, they're strikeout pitchers. And I'm going to go with the over first 5, 4.5 for the Orioles and the Mariners. George Kirby, 11.20 ERA. Wow. And Tomoyuki Sugano has allowed 11 home runs. 2 power hitting lineups. I think they're going to start it early.
I just wonder how long you practiced that name in the mirror this morning.
Not 2 hours.
Young Peyton, you're up.
Oh, that's nice. Looks like Soupy might cash today, too. Skeen's on the mound, and the Pirates' offense stinks. I like both teams not to score many points tonight, or many runs tonight in Pittsburgh. And the Marlins are going to cover tonight in front of the sellout crowd in Miami. Should be the best game of the year. Nothing better than Marlins-Rockies in June.
Oh, my God. It's just, can you imagine if you're actually somewhere in Miami? Say, what are you doing tonight? I'm going to the Marlins game. Marlins game, dog. All right. What is our JTS play of the day? Mark is back.
The play of the day, we are going with Pittsburgh Pirate Isaiah Kiner-Falefa to get at least one hit tonight. He is at least one hit in 13 of his last 14 games, and he's been just as hot at home, hitting in 11 of his last 12 games in Pittsburgh. We're going to pair that with Brittany Skies of the Washington Mystics to grab not biscuits, to grab at least 4 rebounds. She's cleared this in 4 straight games. And when she sees Indiana, it's even better. She's done this in 9 of her last 9 games versus Indiana, averaging just over 5 boards a game. Put them both together for a plus 100. Just Stat Sports play of the day.
I absolutely love it. And right now the model is crushing it. And I want you to be a part of what we already know, that JTS in the next couple of years is going to be the top analytical site in the world. And you can say you were part of it from the beginning. QR code, download it, use our code BTT30. You get 30 days for free. You can check out everything. And you heard the numbers. I mean, when there's a 7 in front of a number, as far as percentage is concerned, just come on in. The water's warm. Raphael, make me smarter.
4-13 against the spread in their last 17 road games. They play Seattle today, and they're still playing with no Page buckets because of concussion protocol.
Now, let me ask you this, because I don't want to push back on you, Raphael, because I know you always come with all of the nuggets. But how do we give a stat that goes back to a year previous to the team they have right now?
Well, I always tell people the famous book ever written is the Bible, and everyone knows numbers on that one. Numbers rule everything. It doesn't matter what your team name says on the front. Doesn't matter what your team name says on the back. Numbers are always truthful.
All right, but Paige Buckets wasn't on this team last year.
So someone else was on that team. Someone else had to play point guard. I'm sure someone else probably scored double digits or dished out 6 or 7 assists. Just because there's a name on the back of a jersey doesn't mean that number is going to lie.
Wow. He doubled down, boys. He doubled down. Gentlemen, well done today. Well done today. Producer man, you know what time it is. Give me that one shot. Do not forget we have a fresh Coach and Company podcast coming up live on social media and YouTube in a little bit. Clearly, you guys don't know what you have in store for you. Subscribe to both of our YouTube channels, BTT and Coach and Company, and understand this. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, damn it, do I love them all. My man Raphael, Big Chuck, Peyton, King Lettuce, Soupy, Producer Man. I am simply Coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you, so we can win with you. It's what we're all about. This is Coach and Company live, as always, on Stadium. Have a great day.